All right, what's up? How are we doing? What's going on, people? Just joining in here, and we're gonna kick off another great evening of Neville Goddard material. If you guys are up for that, grab a drink of your preference, something to eat, something to munch on, and kick back, relax. Just throw this up on your TV, chat on your phone, lay down on your couch or your bed, let this all soak in. This is going to be a night of just having fun together where you can ask me any questions that you feel are burning within you that you've been wanting clarity on, or if you want to get to know me, or if you want to have a better understanding about something that I just read and dissected from Neville Goddard. We are reading his fourth book, I believe, or at least it's the fourth one on my list of his biggest books that I've read this whole thing. It's like 800 pages. Prayer, the Art of Believing. So let me know if you're here in the chat. Talk to me. What's going on? How's everybody feeling? Who's in here so far? Have you guys been enjoying your day? What is today? Thursday the 29th. Almost done with January, guys. Next time I see you, January will be done, which is crazy. Been getting all my tax numbers and all that fun stuff going this week. Doing my taxes tomorrow, just getting it out of the way, so I don't have to worry about all that stuff, and we can just focus on the things here. But how's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? Don't be afraid to jump into the chat. You don't have to. It's not a requirement, but I sure do love meeting you guys and helping you out with anything that you're going through in your life right now. If there's anything with your manifestations or anything in general that's going on with you that you feel like you want clarity on, or just want to, have an open and safe space to share what you're going through, we're all here for you. This is a friendly neighborhood that we're in right now, open-hearted community. There's no right or wrong answers. There's nothing right or wrong to comment on or bring up. You could ask completely unrelated questions. We could talk about anything. We could talk about what's going on in the world. We could talk about disclosure and the universe and extraterrestrials, or whatever your little jam is. We're pretty open here. I'm pretty open to talking to you guys about a lot of things, but the focus that has been very fun is to share with you the law of assumption and how to apply it yourselves, and how to get the best out of it, the most out of it in your lives, how you can apply it, taking it apart in a way that you can understand it clearly, and then it's not so foreign, it's not so woo-woo sounding. It really is just physics. It really is just the laws of the universe present. What's up, Sharice? How you doing? How you feeling? Appreciate you always being here. Thank you so much. Appreciate the comments on the videos as well. Glad you got a kick out of the ladder, climbing the ladder of life video. That was a very fun one to shoot. And I don't know, the concept just came to me one day, and it was all right. Well, I'll just depict it by going up a ladder. So glad you enjoyed that. If you guys missed that one, go check that one out. It's going to help you a lot. How to climb the ladder of life. I break it down in six different steps, represented by 6 different rungs up the ladder, and I literally climb the ladder on the video for you. I think I know that you'll get a lot out of it. So if you're needing some clarity on things and learning how to climb up the ladder of life, it's going to help you a lot. So go check that out. If you guys are watching this live stream after the fact, if you're jumping on now, go check that out for sure. I'd appreciate it. A lot of good downstream flow effort goes into these videos, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it, taking you guys out in nature. Genius idea. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, some things just come to you and you got to go with it. So there's no limit of any ideas that can come to us at any given point. And you know it when you see it. And that was an inspiration that just came to me in the moment. And so I did a video on it, not questioning about it, not worrying about how it's going to land, where it's going to land, how many views it gets, whatever. I just know it's supposed to be meant for at least one person out there. And it also helps me as well to share this type of information with all of you guys. It helps ingrain it even deeper into my soul and into my belief system. So thank you very much. If you're new here, say what's up in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. Again, open-hearted community. This is a very relaxed space because I want you guys to feel relaxed. So that's why I'm always encouraging that you kind of unwind in the way that you do at the end of your day. Whatever relaxes you, whatever drink of choice, whatever food of choice, smoke them if you got them, whatever. It's whatever relaxes you, because the more relaxed you are, the more you're going to be able to intake this information and whatever goes on in these live streams. It's always different. There's always a different energy. And high as F. Yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah. It's like, it isn't like, what is it, 9 o'clock over there, your time right now, Charisse? Yeah, it's getting to that time of hour. It's kind of why I like doing it at the end of the day, as everyone's kind of unwinding. Most of us have probably had our dinner or eating our dinner and everything right now. Not that it'll stay. I mean, I might jump around, do live streams at different times. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see where everything goes. But whatever relaxes you, whatever puts you in a nice, calm state of being is what my intention is for these videos. Because the more relaxed you are, easier it is for you to take on the information. You're not worried about or concerned about the day you just had or the day coming up tomorrow. And you don't need to be worried about it because you're creating all of it. And that's why we're here, to become more aware that we are always creating our realities every second. We are always using these laws of the universe. We are always using these manifesting techniques that's so mainstream these days, it seems. Almost to an extent where it's too much. There's too much out there on it, which is why I'm just trying to bring it to a point where it's grounded, where it's simplified, where it's not some spiritual idea that some spiritual teacher or guru has to give you. It's applicable at any time for any person at any stage of life that you're currently in right now. So we just try to relax into it. We do just relax into it. The easier and more relaxed that we are, the easier the things that we want finds its way into our lives. So if you, I got a little drinky poo here, and cheers, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Don't be afraid in the chat. Say what's up. But Olga, what's happening, sister? I love your last video. Can you share what teachers you followed or helped you along your journey till you realized we don't need anyone? Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I could share that some teachers that have resonated with me, but I don't know. I've yet to realize what have brought me to the point where I realize we don't. And I don't want to say that we don't need anyone, because I think that would be to say, or could be confused as we're supposed to do everything ourselves, that we don't need help, we don't need assistance from others, because oftentimes we will synchronize and sync up with the right people at the right time, and the right opportunities will come to us. So we never want to shut those down just because those are coming to us, or we think we should do it all ourselves. It's amazing to have a team of people around you. So that's definitely, and I don't think you're trying to say that, Olga, but that's just what comes to mind. But I know what you're saying is that we don't need anything outside of us to give us permission to utilize the laws of the universe that are already in place, to be our authentic selves without worrying about the opinions of others. We don't need anybody else's permission to be able to live that life, that kind of lifestyle, to choose to live in that way. In that way, we are our own best friend. We're our best person, our best helper and assistant, and we need nothing else. So in that sense, yes, absolutely. But definitely it's not to be confused with not taking the advice from others who it feels it's a good place to take the advice of, but it's just being able to discern the advice and discern the synchronicities that come into your life as they do, and deciding, does this suit you or does it not? Does it resonate? Does it not? Do I need to chew on it for a little bit longer? Or can I take this in right now? This is exactly what I needed at this exact time. Perfect. That person came in, that circumstance, that information came to me at the perfect moment. And now I'm going to apply it immediately because it feels inspired, because it feels like I know it when I see it. When I synchronize with something, I know it when I see it, when I'm in a state of being that I am just being myself and expressing myself. I notice things a lot more. Everything starts just, happening around me. I recognize it when it happens. I feel the inspiration and the impulse that comes with it. And then I just take the action on it as gently and easily as I possibly can. But a lot of teachers that have been, I mean, I listened to the biggest thing, and touched on this last time. So I grew up, Catholic. So that was my first set of information in my life for the majority of my life so far. I think I was around like 22 or 23 when I really started transitioning from the idea of religion to a more open-minded view of the universe and spirituality as a whole, to where you can take from all religions and use what works for you. You can take from all philosophies and use what works for you. So Catholicism was, the first bit of information that I still, use, and it still resonates, and it isn't something that I'm saying is wrong or negative, but it's something I definitely needed to transition out of. And that was just because I was being absolutely called to. So it started with that. And then Wayne Dyer was the first teacher who really brought me into the spiritual world and opened my mind to so many different things. The way he spoke just resonated with me so strongly, and I listened to him to this day. Lots of his books and audiobooks, so many of his talks and interviews I've seen. Wayne Dyer was absolutely a pivotal teacher for me at that time, and he was exactly what I needed. He was the perfect little transitional guide from religion to spirituality and what I was going into. So he was definitely Osho for you. Yeah, I can't remember. I've heard of Osho, and I think I've seen or heard some of his stuff, but I'm not too familiar. But I recognize the name. That's awesome. Yes, he was such a beautiful soul, Wayne. Yeah, and the whole thing with the butterfly story. I don't know if you've heard his butterfly story, but if you look up Wayne Dyer butterfly story, that'll touch your heart, make you laugh. He just had a way of talking that resonates so strongly. He was funny. He told great stories. He intertwined like his own life with, how he applies it, which is one of the inspirations and reasons why I take you guys along with me for my journey on YouTube right now. Also sharing in the way that he did with his seminars and just sharing messages straight up, but also sharing my challenges, my ups, downs, everything that I'm going through as I'm going through it. Kind of like a, spiritual journal for all of you to see, which opens me up and is super vulnerable. But that is what I think the world needs, is someone to look at and see them as they are. Not as some perfect, buttoned up thing all the time. We all have our challenges. And so I don't shy away from that. And I want to express that with you. And that's why I bring you guys along in the woods with me and share different things that I've gone through as I'm going through them. So I really hope that helps you out. But yeah, hope that answers your question, Olga. I appreciate that. Yeah. Whoa, you guys are talking. Love it. Yes, he has such a beautiful soul. What about you? Yeah, Osho. Yep. Cool. Not many people know him. He's underrated. Yeah. Eckhart Tolle. Yep. Very good. Eckhart Tolle's great. But now I am more into non-duality. Have been drawn to read Goddard instead of listening on YouTube to understand better. Right. Yeah. There's a lot of, Sharice and I have talked about that too. There's like a lot of Neville Goddard online where it's like him talking, or it's like an AI version of him that is pretty indistinguishable. There's a lot of that out there, and that could be nice to like replay it over and over and kind of hear it audibly. But yeah, actually reading the book yourself, yeah, I mean, it helps so much. And that's why I'm so excited to be doing what I've been doing and just like rereading it with you guys and breaking it down in the moment, step by step, beat by beat, so that we can all understand it. And it's not something that's so like out there that seems so hard to grasp. Because the way Neville talks, sometimes it could be very hard to grasp at first, and you have to reread it over and over again. So that's why it's just fun to break it down with you guys in all that way. But yeah, there's a lot of information out there that is great. We live in a technological age where there's, so much duality and everything. And you're going more into non-duality. I'd love to know what that means for you too. I'm sure I'll do like videos on that too, duality and non-duality. But to me, duality is just like the contrast of life, the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, and we get to respond to it in the way of our choosing. And it's not something that we need to push away or get rid of, but rather it's important to embrace it as the humans that we are and learn from it and see it for what it is, not see it as something that we're doing wrong when something that we don't prefer comes up, but it's just an opportunity. And I've said this lots of times, to see a reflection from the universe given to us by God, our guides, our higher self, all together as one, whatever you prefer to look at that as. But it's an opportunity to see ourselves and see what belief systems are keeping us in a place that we don't prefer, because that's all the opportunity is. When something negative presents itself in your life, it's only an opportunity to let go of that or replace it with a more positive belief system. It's just showing you that you have something in your life going on, or something in your belief system, in your consciousness, that you don't prefer, but you heretofore have been unaware of. And so that's why it is presenting it to you, because your higher self will, and I think I just said this in this last video, but your higher self will bring you to points of contrast. Even so, you're acting on your highest excitement, right? You're acting on your passion. You feel like you're in a flow state. You're feeling really good. You get an impulse to do something. That impulse actually brings you to a moment of contrast, which might appear negative at first, which might have a negative response trigger to you at first. But the reason that you synchronized and were led down that path with the breadcrumbs of synchronicity from acting on your excitement, listening to your guidance system, that led you to that moment of contrast, so that you could realize that you have something in place in your consciousness and your belief system that you're not aware of, that is perpetuating a reality that you are paving out not to be what you prefer anymore. And so it is just a perfect synchronicity to celebrate and not get freaked out by it, not think that you're doing something wrong because it appeared negative or it triggered you in the wrong way. Because a lot of people are going to get freaked out and say, well, I listened to my guidance system. I was feeling really good. I felt like I was listening to the impulses, and it led me to something bad. It led me to something negative, to a moment of contrast. And then they define it as negative, and they define it as something that they did wrong, or God punishing them, or they sinned in some way. And that's why they were brought to that moment, because they did something wrong. And then that confuses you to think that, oh, anything that I do that feels good has a negative result to it. And that's just not the case. In religion, I was taught that the devil or the Satan or whatever would guide, or would, be able to like get you in his little web by you acting on things that feel good, that feel pleasurable, that feel like is something that is different, but is exciting and is a form of expression for you. And so then I would associate anything that feels good is like from Satan or the devil, and I shouldn't do it. And I should be careful when anything feels good, because that could be a trap. And that is just not the case. That is how you define that negatively, if you would like. That is how you could get convinced by people that things happen in that way. And that will be your truth if that's what you believe, and that's what you resonate with, and that's what you buy into. But it doesn't have to be that way. It is just literally an opportunity for you to say, look, I don't prefer to feel this way anymore. Why am I feeling this way? What would I have to believe in order for this to be true? What I'm experiencing, this trigger of emotion that I'm feeling. Do I prefer this? Do I like this? Do I want to keep this in my reality? This negative belief system, this negative feeling that I have, this negative outlook on life? Or do I prefer to change it and replace it with something else and see it for what it is, be able to let it go, thank it for being there, thank it for showing me what I need to let go of, and then replace it with something that I prefer, and then go from there. And don't be surprised if it doesn't, go away right away. It will probably go away in the moment, but it will come back around to test you, not for the purpose of testing you, but you will experience it most likely as like, oh, this is testing me to see if I want to keep this in my life, or if I want to continue to go down the road that I prefer and let it go and thank it and send it on its way. It's not a negative thing. I don't have to push it, don't have to resist it. I can thank it very much and move on with my life as this version of myself that I prefer to be. So, anyways, I love where that just took me. You guys, thank you so much. Still, where are we? I understand. Yeah. Still watching myself to be more aware, not to react. Yep. We must. We absolutely must. Charisse, when you're finished with the reading, I'll tell you about another synchronicity. Tell me now. Don't worry. Again, this doesn't have to go in any type of order or anything. We're all here right now. Even if we don't get to the book tonight and we're just kind of talking about synchronicities and what we're talking about now, great. I love it. You know, we're not tied down to anything. So let me know what you got. But yeah, although we gotta always be aware. I mean, and it's a job, really. Not a job that has to be hard or anything like that. But that's why I always not preach, but I always say work harder on yourself than on your job and on your career, because it takes an intensity of focus to become aware when we are triggered, when we're going down a weird spiral, when we're not feeling the best way that we want to feel and all of that. So yeah, really good point. Keep going for sure. I support you all the way. This is the support system for supporting ourselves, loving ourselves, being present and aware, and not judging ourselves for moments of contrast or where we seem to fall short or have a moment of seemingly negative circumstance. This is where we get to be present with it and help each other to let those things go and replace it with something better. Guess what time I woke up today? 4:44 a.m. Oh, yeah. Okay. So 4 is, I don't know. You chose the number 4, which is why we're reading the book this was Charisse. She was the one chatting on at the time when we were choosing the new book. And I told ChatGPT, look, between all these books we have left, assign a random number to it, mix it all up, and then I'm gonna ask the stream what number we should choose. Charisse chose 4. And yeah, remember the book number. Yep. See, we're right. We're right here. Right here. We're always, yeah, I got you. That's awesome. 4, and yeah, and then we even looked up what 4. We just typed in for fun, like what ChatGPT thought 444 was. Yeah, that's awesome. So keep that going. Whenever you see the number 4, whether it's on a sign outside or it just appears on your desk for some reason, or 444 on the clock, whatever it is, that is just a great synchronicity from your guides or your guidance system, your higher self, just saying, keep going. You're on the right track. Keep going. You're on the right track. You're doing the right thing right now. You're moving in the direction that you prefer. Keep going. So just always see it that way. Always pat yourself on the back. Always take the moment when you notice a synchronicity, whatever it is, and thank yourself for it. Pat yourself on the back. Be appreciative for it. All right. So that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's sick. It's amazing. So this is what's awesome, because we're all becoming so much more aware of what we're feeling inside, the synchronicities that are happening all around us all the time. But when we're caught up in our problems, we're not going to notice them because we're caught up in our problems. We can't see the synchronicities. They're always going around us all the time, constantly. So it's a fun game to play with yourself, your higher self, your guides, your angels, guardian angels, anything, whatever you want, God, universe, all of it. You play around with it. This is a play. Yes. All right. If you have time, look at my comment about non-duality. I'm above to see if I am on track. Thank you. Non-duality. What is it? I thought I touched on the non-duality part. If you have time, look at my comment. Okay, where was it? Can you share the teachers? I did that. Non-duality. Eckhart Tolle. Okay, yeah, Eckhart Tolle, but now I am more into non-duality. I've been on to read Goddard instead of listening to you. Yeah, I thought, yeah, I think I spoke on this a little bit. Maybe you jumped out real quick, but what I was saying was, so I just see duality, non-duality really as the contrast of life, So getting more into non-duality, I mean, we live in a duality is the thing, and so we don't want to push away or resist duality because we think it's a negative thing and it shouldn't be there. But we can work with it, and if you want to practice seeing the world from a non-dualistic lens, then you absolutely can. But whenever the contrast comes up, which is like that kind of non-duality, the light with the dark, the yin and the yang, whenever you're experiencing that, and I'll definitely do a video on this. I think this is great that we're talking about this. So I appreciate you bringing it up. Yes, I guess I'm aligned then. Of course. Well, you're aligned. I mean, look, if it feels good to dive into non-dualistic teachings right now or books, whatever, do it. I mean, that either way, it's going to mirror to you. Oh wow, you just said others. Others are our mirror. Exactly. And that will mirror to you what you're supposed to do with that, essentially. So based on how you feel about the things you're reading and learning about non-duality, just keep going. If it feels good, if it feels resonant, and if you need to do it for a time, you might be feeling guided to go into that for a purpose that wakes you up to something completely non-related to non-duality or duality in general, because it might spark a completely new inspiration or epiphany from you, or it might give you a moment of like, oh, this is like weird and I don't know if I resonate with it, which guides you into another teacher that you were meant to find. So it's all good. Like, as long as you're feeling good and you're feeling aligned and lit up by the choices that you make, you can always know that you're going in the right direction. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not the devil, you know, teasing you or toying with you like, oh, this feels good, this feels like the right direction. And you know, and then like religion, how it can make you afraid to continue taking those actions that feel good because they think that or someone outside of you, doesn't have to be religious, thinks that things that feel good can lead you into negative atmospheres or negative results that you don't want, or can trap you into doing things that are sinful or evil. And it's just not the case. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much. Okay. Spinning. All right, are we back? That's good. I didn't have to redo the whole thing. All right, can you guys hear me again? Okay, cool. All I have to do is hit the refresh button. All right, we're in the mountains, people. I'm sorry. Appreciate your patience when that happens. The town that I live in does not have the best Wi-Fi. I have pretty good Wi-Fi here, but it just happens from time to time. All right, we're good. All right, and it just continued from this. Yeah, I didn't have to restart. Okay, good. So all I have to do is refresh the thing. All right, you are back. Yes, I am back. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry, again, live in the mountains, and the Wi-Fi is not always completely stable. But all I had to do was refresh it. I thought that I had to just do a whole redo of a stream, which I've done in the past. I'm really glad I didn't have to do that. Okay, well, all right. I was just saying that if anyone's here, don't be afraid in the chat. Open-hearted community. Really appreciate Olga and Sharice talking. They're talking to each other. It's great. You guys can get to know each other in the chat. We're all supporting each other, everything that we're going through, synchronicities, manifestations, everything. So if you got anything that has been going on in your life, please share it in the comment section in the chat, what your manifestations are, if a synchronicity has happened recently, if you applied like a new belief system or something like that and something changed in your life. That's going to help all of us to continue to ingrain that in our system, that these laws really are at play all the time and that we are in control of them. We are the operant power, as Neville Goddard says. We are the one who operates everything, because we are the creator. We are that soul energy. We are that God energy. And we can do anything that any of these masters have done as well. Miracles are our natural state of being. We just have been taught that they're not, that there's something rare that is just lucky when you get them, but it's our natural state. So anyways, all right. I say, if you guys don't have any questions or anything else to add, we could just jump into the book a little bit and we'll start taking it apart. Crazy. It's been 33 minutes already. Really, like, time when I'm doing these things, it just flies by. It feels so effortless. But all right, we're on chapter 2 of Prayer, the Art of Believing. So if you guys have this book, you feel free to read along. It's the dual nature of consciousness is what we're about to get into, which is perfect. Hopefully it'll probably be a little bit of a refresher of what was read in the Feeling is the Secret book that we read. And we'll just see where this takes us. So, all right, here we go. Without further ado. All right. Here we go. A clear concept of the dual nature of man's consciousness must be the basis of all true prayer. Here we are. So prayer is so important, man. And the real use of prayer is what we're getting into here, how to actually use it, not get down on your knees begging for it, how we actually use it to our advantage as the operant power. Consciousness includes a subconscious as well as a conscious part. The infinitely greater part of consciousness lies below the sphere of objective consciousness, so what's already manifested out there. The subconscious is the most important part of the subconscious, which is the female part of the consciousness. There's the conscious part of consciousness and the subconscious part of consciousness. Conscious is the male, subconscious is the female. All right, so lies, yes. So it is the cause of voluntary action. The subconscious is what a man is. The conscious is what a man knows. So the conscious is just what's already manifested in your life. Oops, sorry. The consciousness is just what is manifested in your life. It's what you already know. It's what you already know to be true, which is why we have to entrain our conscious mind to know that what we want and what we want to be already exists, and train it to know that. Because the more that we do that consciously, the more we will impress the subconscious, which will outpicture those beliefs and knowings. That will be much easier, and that is how the actual process goes. So I don't want to go too far in the weeds there. All right. Is the cause of voluntary action. Subconscious is what a man is. Conscious is what a man knows. I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. That's in the Bible. I forgot to go ahead and check the Bible verses on this. Unfortunately, this book does not give it, so I have to do it myself, but sorry. The consciousness and subconscious are one, but the subconscious is greater than the conscious. So it's just like, if you see yourself here as the human, there's that higher self, there's that larger aspect of you. That's what the subconscious is. So, I of myself can do nothing, says the Bible. The Father within me, he doeth the work. Objective consciousness of myself can do nothing. Objective consciousness of myself can do nothing. The Father, the subconscious, he doeth the work. The subconscious is that in which everything is known, in which everything is possible, to which everything goes, from which everything comes, which belongs to all, to which all have access to. So we all have access to this. There are no chosen ones. There are no, ones that are, entrusted by God or gifted by God to use these laws, to use this. It is gifted to us as our birthright. All of us can use it. All of us can apply it. What we are conscious of is constructed out of what we are not conscious of. What we are conscious of is constructed out of what we are not conscious of. Okay, so that's just what I was saying earlier. That these laws are always being used, whether we are aware of it or not. The intention of this channel and of these live streams is to bring all of us into conscious awareness that we are using them all the time. Always, always, always. So therefore, what we're unconscious of, as he says here, what we're unconscious of is what we're actually conscious of in our life. So we unconsciously outpicture things and give birth to manifestations that we either want or we don't want. Whatever you got going on in your reality, you did it consciously or unconsciously, but you did it. You put it there. So that's the point of this. Makes sense. I felt that subconscious could be the Lord. Bible mentions it has attributes of subconscious. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, subconscious, you can look at it as God the Father. God and the Father are one. You can look at it exactly that way. Perfect. It's already resonating. Let's go. All right. What we are conscious of is constructed out of what we are not conscious of. So there you go again. Not only do our not only do our subconscious assumptions influence our behavior, but they also fashion the pattern of our objective existence. They alone have the power to say, "Let us make man objective manifestations in our image after our likeness." And that's in the Bible as well. Wow, I love it. I love it. We are feeling the energy. It's great. I know, isn't it? It's just every little word in this packs such a deep punch. I do my best not to get too like lost in it and go off into crazy tangents because I could, but if I do, I do. Because there's so much in each sentence here. Okay, so the whole of creation is asleep within the deep of man. Whew. The whole of creation is asleep within the deep of man and is awakened to objective existence by his subconscious assumptions. That's big. Within that blankness, we all, within that blankness we call sleep, there is a consciousness in unsleeping vigilance. And while the body sleeps, this unsleeping being releases from the treasure house of eternity the subconscious assumptions of man. That's why what you take in as you go to sleep, whatever your last thoughts are, is so important as you're about to go to sleep, which is why we do the manifestation technique that he suggests to find that short picture that gives you a lot of feeling that you want to create in your life and loop it over and over and over until you go to sleep, because that whole time that you're in that drowsy sleepy state right before you're about to go to sleep, when you're like nodding off and you're like barely awake, but that's the manifestation golden zone. And so whatever we're impressing with or whatever we're feeling about the most as we're about to go to sleep or off into a nap or anything is what's going to be impressed into the subconscious. And that's what we're talking about right here, because it will then be, once you fall asleep, it will be rehearsed by the subconscious and it will be outpictured, but you have to continue doing it. All right. Prayer is the key which unlocks the infinite storehouse. And this is from the Bible here, about to come out. Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Prayer modifies or completely changes our subconscious assumptions, and a change of assumption is a change of expression. So if you change the assumption, what you assume to be true, what you assume your life to be, whatever definitions you have in your life and belief systems that you have custom, like money doesn't grow on trees, life is a rat race, it's an uphill battle, it gets harder as you get older. If you start believing those and assuming those to be true, well, then that is what is going to happen in your life, and that is what you're going to see in your reality. But it doesn't mean that has to be what you see in reality. It doesn't mean that it is the one and only truth. You can change that at any given moment in your life. You can change it at any time in your life that you choose, because you are the operant power. You are God. You are the creator. You are the creator of your own reality, and what you say goes. You are the boss. So just know that deeply. All right. Prayer modifies and completely changes our subconscious assumptions, and a change of assumption is a change of expression. You'll express yourself differently. You'll just notice that you're working and moving around and walking different, and your voice sounds a little different. You're more confident, you're more spontaneous, you're more spunky, you're more frisky, because you've rehearsed the state of being that you want to become in your waking life before you go to sleep. And just whenever you're throughout your day, you're always imagining this other, this expressive version of yourself that you've always wanted to express. And then as that gets rehearsed in your sleep, because you've been practicing the state of being of it in your imagination, you're going to notice it starts happening in your literal body, and your nervous system will start taking it on as truth. And then you will start expressing yourself differently in the world. So does that make sense? Is everyone with me so far? Don't be afraid to chime in and ask a question if you're feeling confused, or if you just want to like say, whoa, that resonated. That's awesome. And does that also mean this? Like, you can do that anytime. So just want to keep that open there. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Continuing on. The conscious mind reasons inductively from observation, experience, and education. It therefore finds it difficult to believe what the five senses and inductions and inductive reason denies. So your senses can be very powerful here. Yes, makes sense. Thank you very much. Your senses can convince you of things and can hold you in a reality that you don't prefer because it's so real to you. And you think whatever is manifested in your life is just the end result, or it's just, you have to take it as it comes. And that's why we're learning to be the creator and the operant power of the reality that we choose, so that we can respond to it. And then that will perpetuate even more good feelings and more good manifestations that just keeps us living happily ever after. And it's great. So that's the life that we could have. All right. The subconscious reasons deductively and is never concerned with the truth or falsity of the premise, but proceeds on the assumption of the correctness of the premise and objectivized results which are consistent with the premise. So again, whatever belief systems you have consciously are impressed and rehearsed by the subconscious and outpictured regardless. Because remember that the subconscious is unconditional. It doesn't care and it doesn't judge. It will listen to you as the boss. It will create something and outpicture something in your life that is negative, that you absolutely hate, because of what you have impressed it with, the belief systems of. So whatever your beliefs are about yourself, about the world, about your relationship, about your job, your career, your boss, anything is what is going to be outpictured unconditionally by the subconscious, because it's respecter of no man, which means it does not care. It's unconditional, which is great. That means it's unbiased. It's not pushing us in a certain direction. There's no rules. There's just what we need to know about the law itself. So it's going to proceed on the assumption. So it's just going to proceed with, okay, whatever you're impressing with it consciously, with your conscious mind, it's going to assume that that is correct. It's not going to judge it. So it's just going to assume that it is correct, and it's going to outpicture it. So choose what you want to. Choose your beliefs wisely. The distinction must be clearly seen by all who master the art of praying. Prayer is an art. No true grasp of the science of prayer can be really obtained until the laws governing the dual nature of consciousness are understood and the importance of the subconscious is realized. So you have to know that this is always at play. You have to know that this is what works. This is a law of the universe. Yo, what's up? You're back. How's it going? I didn't know you left. Glad you're back. Yeah, sorry about the connection issue. I am back as well. All right, prayer, the art of believing what is denied by the senses. The art of believing what is denied by the senses. Everything that you want and that you prefer, most likely right now, not everything, but a lot of the things that you prefer right now is currently denied by the senses. So you have to do whatever it takes to convince your conscious mind that what you want and who you want to be exists right now and is a real fact. It is not denied by the senses because it's real. You've experienced it in your imagination. And so therefore you just have to go about your day, living your experience to the best of your ability, acting on your excitement and passion, doing whatever it takes to be in the downstream flow, to feel good. And you're just going to notice things starting to come to you differently. You're synchronizing differently, and you are you are you're relating differently with the current reality that you have. You don't need the current reality to change in order for you to change. You don't need the current reality to change in order for you to feel better, in order for you to know that what you want already exists right now and you can have it. So just know that. Okay. Deny by senses. Okay. Prayer, the art of believing, is what believing what is denied by the senses. That's what the art of prayer is. Believing in what is denied by the senses, which is faith, right? That's faith. And this deals almost entirely with the subconscious. Through prayer, the subconscious is suggested. So you're suggesting to the subconscious what you're praying about. You are impressing it. Through prayer, the subconscious is suggested into acceptance of the wish fulfilled, and reasoning deductively, logically unfolds it to its legitimate end. So you believing in the wish fulfilled, that which you want, you believing in that is what is going to outpicture it in your reality to its legitimate end, whatever that might look like. And it's probably not going to look like exactly what you imagine in your head. And you don't want it to, honestly, because it's a limitation. Your higher self, your God self, God, the universe, knows a way better option than what you've imagined is possible most of the time. So that's why we have to drop the insistence and expectation that has to look a certain way or do a certain thing for us. Far greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. That is in the Bible. That is a Bible quote. Far greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Far greater is the God inside you. Far greater is subconscious, your subconscious part of your consciousness in you, than what is already manifested in the world. What's already manifested is boring. It's already there. Don't worry about it. Who cares? You want to keep experiencing it? Fine. And maybe you already like it, and that's great. You will continue experiencing it. If you're liking and enjoying what you like, you're going to get that and more. And it's just going to keep coming and coming and coming. But far greater is what is inside you than what is outside of you in the world. Far greater is what you feel about yourself. Far greater is what your beliefs are about yourself and the world and how you relate to the world and how you relate to others. The subconscious or the subjective mind is the diffused consciousness that animates the world. Okay. The subjective mind is the diffused consciousness that animates the world. It is the spirit that giveth life. In all substance, in a single soul, subjective mind. Through all creation runs this one unbroken subjective mind. Thought and feeling fused into beliefs impress modifications upon it, upon the subconscious subjective mind. It charges it with a mission, which mission it faithfully executes. It's very faithful to you. I'm going to put this down. I want to sit real quick. I am standing, so can you hear that? Now we're moving down. I'm going to mute this. The magic of a standing and sitting desk. All right, great. Woo! Feels good. I love standing. I love sitting too. Okay, so let's get into that. Oh boy. All right. Thoughts and feelings fused into beliefs. Impress modifications upon it. Charge it with a mission, which mission it faithfully executes. Your subconscious is going to faithfully execute everything that you impress upon it, everything that you believe yourself to be and believe your world to be. It's going to impress it with that, and therefore it's going to continue to perpetuate what you believe. It's going to continue that. That's why people feel like they're always in a loop and a cycle of not being able to get out of the life that they're in, not feeling like they have the power to change the life that they're in, because they feel like it is something that they can't control, that is out of their control, and that they have to just wait for the outside to change in order for them to allow themselves to change and feel better and feel differently. When it's the complete opposite, you have to feel differently about what's already manifested, be appreciative and grateful for it, and know that there is a better life for you, another version out there that is living your dream life, and know that that's happening now, and be at peace with that, acceptance with it. Enjoy the fact that another version of you that is literally you physically right now is experiencing the exact life, the exact reality that you are wanting to experience. So just sit with that. Be happy about it. Celebrate the fact that that exists, because that gives you the knowing that you actually can shift to that version of you that's already experiencing all of that, because it's already happening. So we don't have to learn how to make it happen. We don't have to know how to make it happen. It will just happen the more that we have faith, because that subconscious mind is going to faithfully execute whatever you believe. The conscious mind originates premises. The subjective mind unfolds them to their logical ends. All right? So we have to all do this consciously. We are consciousness itself. We have to consciously impress all of these things. All right? Okay. Were the subjective mind not so limited in its initiative power of reasoning, objective man could not be held responsible for his actions in the world. Man transmits ideas to the subconscious through his feelings. The subconscious transmits ideas from mind to mind through telepathy. Oh, here we go. Does that make sense? There's a lot in there. It's not limited to its initiative power of reasoning, the subjective mind. If it were not, so basically it's saying if it weren't, were the subjective mind not so limited in its initiative power of reasoning, objective man could not be held responsible for his actions in the world. So if the subjective mind weren't doing what it were doing, we would basically have no life experience, is what it's saying. We'd have no way to experience the responsibilities of our actions that we have impressed the subconscious with. There would be nothing to deal with at all. So your unexpressed convictions of others are transmitted to them without their conscious knowledge or consent, and if subconsciously accepted by them, will influence their behavior. Okay, now we're getting into some stuff here. I got to reread that. Your unexpressed convictions of others in your life are transmitted to them without their conscious knowledge or consent, and if subconsciously accepted by them, will influence their behavior. That's very interesting. We could take that apart for a very long time. There's so much in this book. Okay, we got another half page. We'll be through this chapter, and then we'll just talk. Okay, so we'll get through this. I'm going to read it one more time. Your unexpressed convictions of others are transmitted to them without their conscious knowledge or consent, and if subconsciously accepted by them, will influence their behavior. So if you believe something about a friend of yours, or about your spouse or your boss or whoever is in your life, and you have a belief about them that they behave in a certain way, and it's annoying and it's the worst thing and I can't stand it, and it always happens, then you're going to continue to perpetuate and experience that version of them, because they have not picked up on the subconscious telepathy mind waves and feelings that are the secret to creating your reality. They're not going to be able to subconsciously pick up on that, because your radio antenna is not going to be transmitting to them a different version of them that is already existing right now in this timeless universe. There's already the existence of them behaving in a much more pleasant way towards you, but they're not going to be experiencing that because they're not receiving the radio influence of your belief about them into their subconscious, which will then influence their conscious actions to be different than what they have been. Does that make sense? That was I had to close my eyes and channel that out because that is okay. That was wow. That makes sense. Back, dang, that's deep. About others, it is deep. And I had to go in a very deep place right there to bring to bring that out. That was awesome. Does that make sense? It's a lot to chew on. So just chew on that for a little bit. Just chew on what I just said. Replay it at the end of this video if you need to hear that again. When this live stream ends, play the live stream again. Fast forward to this part if you need that again. I don't think I'll be able to say that clearly like that again. Well, I could, but yeah, that was interesting. That was fun. Okay. So you will influence others. They have to receive that radio signal from you to subconsciously accept it into their subconscious, which will then influence their behavior, because what is accepted in the subconscious will be what is outpictured and given birth to in the reality. Subconscious, again, being the female, it gives birth to the manifestations. We don't know how. We don't need to know how. It does it in a way known only unto itself. All right, so I'll leave that there for now. Whew, that was pretty cool. All right, the only ideas that the only ideas they subconsciously reject are your ideas of them, which they could not wish to be true of anyone. Whatever they could wish for others can be believed by them, and by the law of belief which governs subjective reasoning, they are compelled to subjectively accept and therefore objectively express accordingly. Essentially, what was just said there is exactly what I just said, but in layman's terms, so you guys can actually understand that. See how deep each little paragraph and each little sentence of these books are? It's great. I love it. I love it so much. If it's a lot, just chew on it. Just, it's resonating. It's something to chew on. Buy the book, read it yourself, replay the video again. All right, we got one more paragraph to get through. We'll see if this doesn't take us a half an hour to get through it. All right, the subjective mind is completely controlled by suggestion. Subjective mind is completely controlled by suggestion, which is basically just saying your beliefs that you're impressing on it, what you believe to be true. Ideas are best suggested when the objective mind is partly subjective. So here we go. That is when objective senses are diminished or held in abeyance. I've never heard of that word. Seems like obedience, but it's not. A-B-E-Y-A. Oh, ambiance. I've never seen that. Wait, is that it? Ambiance. It looks spelled like ambiance. I don't think it is. No, it's not ambiance. What is? Okay, I'm just gonna look it up. A-B-he-he. Hang on, bear with me here for a second. I gotta know what that word means. New tab. A-B-E-Y-A-N-C-E definition. How do you even say this?
Abeyance.
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 Abeyance. Abeyance is a state of temporary inactivity, suspension, or postponement, frequently used in legal context to describe pending matters or undetermined property ownership. It signifies a usually temporary halt rather than a permanent cancellation. Okay, yeah. So a postponement of your consciousness. So that's where he's basically saying the technique of going into that drowsy, sleepy state right before you go to sleep. And right as you wake up in the morning, when you're still like in between like consciousness and being asleep, that's what we're talking about here. That's what he's saying. All right. So you got to be in that state. That's how the subconscious is more easily impressed. This partly subjective state can be best described as controlled reverie. So you're in that state of reverie, or in that like kind of lucid state, wherein the mind is passive but capable of functioning with absorption. So you're not fully asleep yet, but it's very, very suggestible in this state of being. The subconscious is the most suggestible in this state of being, which is why we have to just replay this over and over and over in our sleep as we go, or before we go to sleep into our sleep, so that it can seal its instruction when we go unconscious into sleep. It is a concentration of attention. There must be no conflict in your mind when you are praying. Turn from what is to what ought to be. Assume the mood of fulfilled desire. And by the universal law of reversibility, you will realize your desire. Woo! And that's the end of the chapter. Dual nature of consciousness. And I didn't even realize. And Olga brought up duality and non-duality, and we're talking about the dual nature of consciousness. We're just synchronizing so many things together, guys. So I hope a lot of that made sense. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat right now. We can go over it. But you got to concentrate your attention. There can't be any conflict in your mind when you are praying, when you're in this state of prayer. And the state of prayer is that abeyance. Yes, abeyance state of being, where you stop all thought, you stop all contradictory thought in your mind that what you're praying about can't happen. How is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? All of that noise is going to slow down and get in the way of your prayer. So we all get down, we were taught to get down on our knees and pray before we go to bed. This is the prayer before we go to bed, imagining the state of the wish fulfilled and whatever that is, and feeling it as reality, and feeling it all the way until we fall asleep, where the subconscious mind takes hold of it, rehearses rehearses the state of being, the feelings that you were feeling right before you took it to bed, and then outpictures it, seals the instruction, and finds a way, unknown to man, unknown to all of us. We don't need to know how. We just need to know that it is done. And that's why we get out of our own ways. We don't insist that it has to look a certain way. The fact that we were able to achieve a better feeling inside of ourselves is enough. We don't need anything more than to feel better, because we don't want anything in life that we don't think will feel better in the having of. Does that make sense? We don't want anything in life that we don't feel like will make us feel better in the having of that thing that we want. So we just need to choose to feel better regardless. We don't wait for conditions to change for us to change our states of being. We change our state of being, and the conditions will naturally change to reflect that. That's just physics. What you put out is what you get back. That's the law of attraction, the law of assumption in action. Makes sense? Makes sense. All right. We have been going for 1 hour and 6 minutes. It's crazy. All right. How's everyone feeling? If you're new here, talk to me. Let me know that you're new here. Just give a little hand wave in the chat. Introduce yourself. Say what's up. Let me know if any of this resonated with you. If any of this has resonated with you guys, I just really appreciate you hitting the like button and subscribing to the YouTube channel. I do these live streams 3 times a week. I post videos 3 times a week as well. So I got a lot of content coming. I think I'm going to even start posting even more and just sharing even more things with you guys. But if any of this resonated, if it awakens something inside of you, an epiphany, it inspires you in some way, any type of benefit, I'd just appreciate if you just hit that subscribe button. But if not, just thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you stopping by. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys' time. I just create this space for all of us to enjoy our nights and our evenings, to relax ourselves into knowing that we do create our realities in the way that we want. We are the boss. What we say goes. The subconscious, the Father, the God inside of us takes what we say is true and outpictures it unconditionally. So we're just becoming more aware of what we're always doing how we've always created the reality we're experiencing, because everything that we're currently experiencing is what we have used in the laws to create. So we just need to be aware of it. Great breakdown of Goddard. Your passion makes it more palatable. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. That's great feedback. That means a lot to me. Thank you, Olga. That means a lot to me, seriously, because I am passionate about it and I do love it. What a great way to put that. The passion makes it more palatable. Oh, that is so good. So well put. Thank you. You just that was channeled out of you to say that for sure. What a perfect way to put that. What a perfect way to put that. Passion makes it more palatable. That's why we have to do things that we're passionate about, people. That's why we have to act on our passions and our highest excitements and our joys and what lights us up and nothing else. We don't need to take action on anything else. And we could define things that we have to do in positive ways, I did my taxes these past couple days, got all the numbers done. A lot of people don't think it's the most fun, and it's not the most fun, but you can at least define it as a more positive thing. You could define it as, you could play a little fun game with it, or you could just, you know, get yourself into a good state of being as you're doing something like that. You don't always have to just say, oh, I don't like doing this, and so I'm going to feel shitty about doing it until it's over. You can decide that you can at least be in a state of neutrality when you're doing things in life that you don't prefer to do, but that you need to do, just because we're all living in the same reality. We all have certain things that we have to do. There's rules to this game that we're playing, and some of them we do need to follow, because otherwise that can cause a lot of chaos. But anyways, what I'm trying to get to is, passion making things more palatable. The gifts that you have to express when you're passionate about them, because they are your gifts, because it is who you are, it's going to be so palatable for everybody who experiences them and comes across them and sees it, because people can tell when you're lit up by what you're doing. There's a sense of light about you that comes off. There's energy that comes off when you're doing things that you're passionate about, that people pick up on, they resonate with, and they can more easily absorb it, because you're not doing something that you hate doing. You're doing something that you love doing, and people pick up on that. And then they will gravitate to it as well, and they will find you if it's necessary, if it's relevant for them to find you, then they will. So that's why I appreciate so much just the opportunity to do this and to meet all of you guys in the chat who resonates with this. We're all attracting each other for amazing things and amazing reasons. And you guys have attracted me and attracted this live stream and attract everything into your lives for a good reason. It's all coming from you. It's not coming at you. So you guys have actually been what's brought all of this out of me tonight. Whether you're commenting in the chat or not, your energy and presence is a part of what is going on these live streams. You may not believe that, but that is actually, it's 100% true. Your energy, just you watching this and being present in these videos, whether you chat or not, is a part of the influence and is influencing what is going on and what is being said in these live streams as I'm talking to you, which is why I find such joy in doing this. I'm not just the guy behind the camera talking to the camera in the YouTube videos. I want to be here interacting with you presently and showing you who I am and showing you who you are and awakening you to who you actually are, so that you can express yourself and your gifts in the world, because we need you. We need your gifts. We need your expression. We need all of you to be leaders of example of how to live a prosperous, joyful life. Because when people see that and they see that you're living it and that you're feeling it and that you're breathing it, then it makes it easier and more possible for them to do it themselves. It gives them the courage to step out of their own box and do it themselves, because they're seeing you as the leader of example doing it in your life, which gives them more permission to do it and know that they can do it also in their lives. So it's so powerful. And just your presence in these streams is extremely powerful. Even if you drop in for a couple of minutes, I can sense your energy. I can feel your energy. It pulls something out of me that I wouldn't have said had you not decided to drop in to this video, whether you chat or not. I love hearing about you guys' lives, your synchronicities, your manifestations. I love hearing about it. And so does everybody else in the chat and everybody watching this that doesn't want to chat in. Everybody appreciates it because it helps ingrain those belief systems into us all even more. Very true. I keep getting kicked, but I'm sure you were great as always. You keep getting kicked. Really? That's weird. I don't know what could be doing that. It just kicks you out of the live stream. That's weird. Maybe are you watching this on Twitch? I don't know. I haven't had any other connection issues, but hopefully, yeah. Appreciate it. And you can always look back on the video as well. These are all on my YouTube channel. Once I close the stream, they're all on the YouTube channel. So I suggest if you're watching this after the fact, thank you for taking the time to watch these videos back afterwards while I was in between the live I meant. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you're doing other things, studying for law school and all that, I'm sure. Doing whatever your nightly routines are. I'm happy that this is a part of it. Okay, cool. I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to find a way to start streaming from multiple platforms with, what do they call it? Some kind of, not a gamer card, but a something card. So that I can stream from Twitch and YouTube and maybe other platforms as well. So we'll really start growing this from all reaches of social media. Capture card. Hey, you're here. What's up, dude? Yes, a capture card. Then we'll be able to get a lot more pulling in from here. So that's going to be sick. Thanks, man. Appreciate you helping me out with that. That's great. But yeah, that's what we're all here to support each other, help each other out. And your energy, whether you chat in or not, is appreciated. So thank you so much. What's up, man? Just got in, was finishing up dinner. Nice. How was dinner? What you have? Are the kitties eating dinner too? They're satisfied. I always got to feed them before dinner because otherwise Cyrus is just all over my food. Nah, talking to a boy, but he pissed me off, so I came back. You remind me of one of my buddies who Daniel knows. You kind of remind me of Gabe a little bit. Yeah, that's funny. Pissed me off, so I'm back. That's great. Some sort of ramen thing, not bad. And yes, feed them right away when we get home. Yeah, those kitties, man. I got a cat too. I'll introduce him to you guys on the stream one of these days. But he's super dope. He's a great guy. He talks almost as much as I do, probably more in his own little kitty language. But meow, 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 meow. But he's got a great personality. But yeah, guys, talk to me if a few more minutes, or I'll stay as long as you guys are chatting. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, did you get anything out of this? If you're new here, say what's up. Give me a thumbs up. If you guys like this video, if you guys have been resonating with this, please hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you get any sort of value out of this, especially at the beginning times of my YouTube channel, any little like and comment and subscription and share it with others. Like I keep saying this at the end of bring a friend to these. It could be a cool little date night experience where we can all help each other grow in our belief systems, our manifestations, ingrain our positive belief systems. We can all fine-tune different things, get clarity on so much. There's a lot that we could do in these live streams, and that a lot's going to come of this in the future as well as this grows and grows. The possibilities are truly endless. So appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, Olga, for all your comments. Sharice, as always, thank you. Appreciate you ladies being my cheerleaders in these live streams. It's a blast. I love talking to you and helping you and just resonating. And thank you again, Olga. That was just such a elegant way to put it. The passion makes things more palatable. So keep acting on your passion. Keep acting on your excitement, guys. I appreciate you joining in again every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're doing this. And bring your questions, bring your friends, bring your comments, talk to me about anything. Everything's on the table, but you deserve to be the person that you want to be and express it outwardly without the fear of judgment of others. You know what I'm saying? So yes, thank you, Olga. Appreciate you very much. You're the creator. You're literally the creator. And that's why that term exists. You are the creator of your own reality. You can do it in the way that you want, and you can enjoy the life that you have manifested currently now, but it doesn't have to be the end version. That's not the end of the game. What you have manifested right now is not the end of the game we're all playing right now. There's a lot more that's possible. But the key is to appreciate what you have and be grateful for what you have. Don't push it away. Don't resist it. Become appreciative for it. Don't need or rely on the outside to change in order for you to change. Do it yourself first, because you never change the world that you're in. You change yourself, and you shift to a version of reality that is in coherence with that version of you that you have decided to be and express in the world. And then naturally, all the synchronicities will happen all around you. Things will start coming and synchronizing all around you. And then you'll start acting on your passion even more, because reality and the universe and God will bring you the breadcrumbs that you need, the experiences that you need, the connections that you need, the opportunities that you need in order to get to the next step of your evolution as a human on this planet, so that you can just express the version of you that is the most authentic to express in any given time. Because there's a lot for us to learn. There's a lot for us to just express. There's a lot for us to remember. A lot of this life is about us remembering who we are. It's about us remembering what our gifts are, what our talents are, what our gifts are, and just who we are as an expressive version of the universe. What is our unique God expression? How do we express that? And that is a remembrance process. And that's why we decided to come into these bodies, into these. That's why we call ourselves, well, I've heard it called that we're the masters of limitation. That's why we come into this reality that has limitations on it, so that we can remember who we really are. Because if we just knew it all together, then we wouldn't need the experience. There would be nothing to learn. So that's why we come here, to remember who we really are. And we remember that step by step, by acting on our passions, by being ourselves, by being joyful, by being unconditional, and by deciding to be that expression of creation that we are unconditionally, not afraid of the opinions of others. If that resonates, let me know. Let me know if that resonates. Let me know by hitting subscribe on the channel, hitting the like button on this video. It all helps me a lot. I'm going to stop. I'm going to keep going regardless, though. Thank you guys so much for all of your energy as you watch the videos. I got a lot of videos where I take you out in nature and I share with you the similar things that I'm sharing with you right now, similar concepts to Neville Goddard, but from a different lens or a different attitude. A lot comes to me, and I channel a lot of different energy when I'm out there, and I just go with it, and I express what feels like needs to be expressed in the moment. And just being out in nature, I feel like helps it all be more palatable and easier to receive as well, because when you're in nature, it just feels like everything makes sense, at least in my experience. So talk to me, guys. Any last burning comments, any last burning questions, any last, things that you want to say, what's up, who you are, synchronicity, manifestations you're experiencing, let me know in the chat, and then I'll let you guys go. It's been awesome. Appreciate it so much. Appreciate you guys for your energy here tonight. It's it's a great life that we're living right now. There's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot to come. I mean, so much has happened in our lives so far. And just imagine how much is actually going to happen as we continue to go through it. So much is changing. And I just want to be a sounding board for all of you guys. Yeah. I want to be someone who you can confide in, who you can go to for positive content that can actually change your life and inspire you into a new version of yourself that you never thought you'd be able to experience. I want the best for all of you guys, truly. That's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. That's what's going on? You still didn't tell us where you get your jackets. Gatekeeping is so mean, Maxwell. Ha. I don't remember. With the one you caught, I think that was Santa Claus. So I don't know. If you know someone at the North Pole, you might want to hit them up. You're a jacket person, Charisse. You like jackets. That's cool. I mean, jackets are great. I appreciate the appreciation of my jackets. I will tell you. I know. Jacket. What did you say? Yes. Jacket. Jacket. Squishy. Get your squishies here. Yeah, I know. I know. That's what life's all about, though. You know what I'm saying? Play. It's all about play. You know what I'm saying? I like the hat. Well, thank you. Oh, Olga said Jack. My bad. I thought Sharice was saying jacket. I'm like, she's confusing her. Yeah, Sharice was wondering in one of my videos what jacket I'm wearing. It's not the one I'm wearing now. I don't think this is really a jacket, but you like the hat. Thank you. Carhartt. I love the brand Carhartt. It's great for outdoorsy stuff. It's great work clothes. It's great nature clothes. Keeps me warm out here. But thank you. Yeah, I like Carhartt as well. You guys like my fashion? It means so much to me. My mountain man fashion. We'll have to, I don't know, mountain man fashion. That's definitely what it is. That's the stuff I enjoy. I like being classy too, though. I like wearing a suit. When I'm singing my Sinatra stuff, I like to dress up pretty nice a lot of the time. Nice to hang out with you guys. Have a great night. Olga, peace out. Thank you so much. Much love. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for the good vibes. Thank you for watching the videos, commenting. Thank you for all the chat here. Definitely go check out Olga's channel, guys. She does live streams as well. She has a great energy about her. So if you guys are here, go swing over to her channel real quick. Subscribe to that, and she does live streams as well. So maybe we'll have to do one together, Olga, sometime. We'll have to do a joint live stream, or we'll do a video that we post or something. That could be fun. Who knows what we could get into? That could be maybe something that we could try. I haven't even done a joint live stream. I might need that capture card in order to do that. I think we have to be on StreamYards or something, but there might be another way. If you do know, let me know. But yeah, good night, Olga. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We're chilling, guys. We're chilling. I don't want to leave you guys yet. But actually, I'm getting kind of hungry. So any last chats and stuff, let me know. I got a tinkle as well. A lot of you guys like the water bottle? Little alien. Whoops. Little alien. Little Sasquatch. Colorado. You can see the Colorado sunset there. Bigfoot, baby. Believe. What does it say? Bigfoot doesn't believe in you either. Ha! Exactly. Anyways, now I'm showing this off. Yeah, nice to we could do a group Zoom. Yeah, we could do the Zoom. I don't know if we could be like, it would be kind of fun to like actually be both live at the same time, because Zoom, I don't think we would go live from. But we could absolutely do like a Zoom connection and then post it afterwards. I'd be happy to do that as well, to have it be like more formatted. But like a joint live stream, because it looks like you do a lot of live streams. Olga, I was looking, and it looks like you get like some really good feedback and views and everything. So that's awesome. LOL, you can sell clothing and things on your lives. Yeah, for real. Yeah, eventually we'll get. I mean, I got some. I think that will happen eventually. I have to get some merchandise as the channel grows and grows. That would be a lot of fun. A lot of positive things. I interviewed people love before. Lots before. I'm assuming you're saying. Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, we should do something. If you want to do an interview type thing, we could do that. I'd be happy to do that. That would add value, I think, to your viewers and mine. So that would be sweet. We'll do something, be nice to chat and have others interact. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out down the road, because I do think we'd have to be on like StreamYards or another thing. Yeah, to do it live. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'd have to have like a third party thing that we're doing it from to have both of us on at the same time, I'm pretty sure. If not, great, but I plan to get that capture card anyways, and that might be good for you to think about too, Olga, for all your live streams. It might help you out too, because then you could do, like I said, live stream from Twitch and maybe even TikTok and Instagram as well at the same time. I don't know if it's all compatible with each other, but with a capture card, that's what it lets you do. So then we can expand we can expand our bandwidth from more than YouTube. So appreciate it, guys. If you've made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. I mean, if you guys are still hanging with me, you might as well, right? Thank you. And hop over to Olga's as well. I did it on YouTube. It's easy. A joint live stream on YouTube without any third-party thing. You've done that, Olga? That's great news. Yeah, we'll have to link up sometime. We'll talk about it and we'll figure out a plan. Just send you a link and you join. Really? Okay. Sounds easy enough. I look forward to it. That's gonna be great information for me to know as well for the future. So thank you. Yep. All right, cool. Olga, good night. Thank you so much. Thanks for sticking around. Appreciate that. We'll interact soon. Hopefully I'll catch one of your lives again. That was fun talking to you earlier. And yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Have a great night. Appreciate you. Stay tuned. Next one is this Sunday. We will continue the reading of Prayer, the Art of Believing, and continue to, this is life-changing material, life-changing talks we're having here. And if you guys have any, feedback that you've gotten from these videos, anything that came up in your life based off of what you're applying from what I'm sharing with you in the live streams or from the book, please don't be shy to let me know at some point in the future. Your testimonials mean a lot to me and a lot to others who watch as well, because again, it's going to solidify the belief that these things actually do work more for them, the more testimonials and things like that happen. So if you guys, and I'll be sharing it as well in my end too. So, all right, guys, much love. Appreciate you. Have a great night. An hour and a half. We did an hour and a half. I think that's the longest one yet. So thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Got another YouTube video coming out tomorrow, one that came out tonight as well. So go check that out. Just hop over from the live stream. If you're watching this afterwards or watching it right now, just jump over to the channel real quick, hit that subscribe button real quick, and check out some of those videos. I posted one yesterday, today, and I got one coming out tomorrow too. So lots of content coming you guys' way. I love doing it. I love adding value to you guys' lives, and you certainly do for me as well. So good night. Thank you. Peace out. Have a great night, and sweet dreams and sweet manifesting, baby. See ya.